Hey, I wanted to make a video here because I'm going to do a couple minor changes to my Tit Sauce Regent BR9SS here. Now, usually I don't film when I do minor changes like this, but every time I do, people are like, why didn't you film it? Why didn't you show us what you did? So today I thought I would go ahead and film it. Now, the two changes I'm going to make are purely cosmetic, pretty much purely cosmetic. I'm going to change out this here slide stop here with, or slide lock or slide release, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people get touchy about the terminology on these. I'm not that touchy about terminology, so we'll just call it his doohickey. I'm going to replace this doohickey with a different doohickey. I'm going to replace it with this one right here. This one is an extended doohickey, so I'm going to put that one on there. The only problem is this one is, as you can see here, let me see if it'll focus. As you can see here, this one is a gloss black and the other one is not gloss black. The other one here looks more like a blued steel, like a plain blued steel. So I'm going to have to bead blast the other one off before I put it on. And then I just kind of blew it with some cold blue. And I'll show you me bead blasting that in a few seconds, because the other change I'm going to do is I just don't like this, unfinished stainless steel look on the shroud here on the barrel. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bead blast this part and the very tip of the barrel too, and I'll show you exactly how I do that also. So let's go ahead and get started on that, but first let's do a little prep on the barrel. First I'm going to wipe this thing down a little bit because I came back from the range without cleaning it just a few minutes ago. I need to move these rounds too that are jiggle-jaggling while I'm working there. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is get some cotton balls here and shove some into the actual barrel, because I don't want sandblasting material to get into the actual barrel and bounce around and damage the rifling any. Not likely to happen, but you don't want to take any chances. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to take some masking tape and I'm going to tape off everything except for this part of the shroud right here that's visible through the ejection port and the very end of the barrel. You don't want to bead blast any areas that lock up, like this right here on the top or right here on the bottom. Now, your chances of hurting them is very slim. A lot of manufacturers bead blast their barrels after they take them to this point, but that's an extra cost, so a lot of manufacturers don't. You're probably not going to hurt it, but like I said, once again, why take chances? I like to make sure to cover my feed ramp too. Okay, the barrel and the little thingamajig here are ready to go be bead blasted. So go be blasted. Yeah. Okay, now the barrel and the little thingamajig here are ready to go and be bead blasted. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, they've both been blasted here. Now I'm just going to rub this down a little bit with some synthetic steel wool and some oil, just to give it a little bit more of a shimmer to it, a little more of a pearlescent look. And this I'm just going to cold blue. And remember, always synthetic steel wool. You don't want to leave little microfibers of steel in your barrel or whatever you're rubbing down. This will prevent pitting, so always use the synthetic. Just get a good coat of the liquid blue on here. Now I could have rubbed this down with steel wool too before I blued it, but I found that it does better if I don't do that. Now you can do whatever you like if you want the smoother look to it, but me, I'm just going to leave it like this. I mean, I'm not your mother. You can do whatever you wanted to do. If I was your mother, you wouldn't dress so funny. Okay, the barrel is done and ready to go back into the gun. And the little thingamabob has also been re-blued. I'm probably going to put one more coat of blue on it. When it started, it was black, just like this one on top here. It matched to that one. But now it much more matches the one that came on my original Browning High Power, which I had on my Tit Sauce. Because if you remember correctly, I put all the parts from the Browning High Power over onto the Tit Sauce, and this was one of them, and now this matches the other parts a lot better. So going to switch this out, much happier with this now. Alright, this gun is still very dirty, but I'm going to go ahead and put it back together here so y'all can see what it looks like. Oh, and when you're putting this back in, the recoil spring back into a Browning High Power, always make sure this little lip right here is towards the bottom and that the circle is towards the top. If you put it in backwards, you might not be able to get your gun back apart again without bashing it with a rubber mallet several times. Believe me, I know from experience. All right, now let's see how the new thingamajigger looks in it. It's definitely a different look. I'll have to get used to it, see if I like it, but it looks different. Okay, there you have it. As you can see, the barrel shroud here now isn't that, nasty, unfinished looking stainless steel. It matches the gun more. I think that looks a lot better. Same thing with the end of the barrel there, same thing. But also, the little extended slide stop is on there. Now, I don't know if I like the looks of it so much, but I will tell you one thing. I will like not having to reach as far forward with my thumb to release it. This actually brings it back a little further, makes it a little easier to release. Before, I had to reach pretty far forward to hit it with my thumb. Now I can just do it from right here. So, much nicer and also easier to activate. Okay, there you have it. A few cosmetic changes to my new Tit Sauce Regent BR9 SS, my stainless steel Browning high power clone. You always, like I said, bitch when I don't show you the tiny changes, so this time I showed you.